Hi folks, Kewan here again. Hope you're all good. I just thought I'd do a video praising capitalism a bit. I'm an anti-capitalist, so I don't have a lot of praise for capitalism. But what I found is when I've been a few years ago, I was kind of knocking around with the Occupy movement and people like that. And I did find that they were incapable of praising capitalism at all. And if you had just sort of discussions about sort of analyzing capitalism and alternatives, it was all like 100% where we've got the best answers and capitalism is 100% wrong. At least that's what seemed to come out in sort of meetings and things like that. I think part of that is a kind of group dynamic where capitalism was sort of identified as the enemy. And then when you're in a group like that, there's not much point in being the one saying, oh, actually, I think they're not that bad. Yeah, I mean, some things I heard, like sort of capitalism being blamed for all the starvation in the world and stuff. But, you know, you've got to, I think capitalism can be praised for creating food as well. So it's not completely clear that that an alternative system would feed everyone just as well. So yeah, basically, I think capitalism is a bad system, but the alternatives that I suggest, I'll put a link to my equal satisfaction alternative. I mean, that alternative is pretty untried, so I think it's worth having some humility about replacing capitalism. I know they say that in the Spanish Civil War there were some sort of alternative, sort of non-state socialist and non-capitalist kind of systems in place that were sort of delivering the goods and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know all the details about it and to what extent it was really not a kind of state or not capitalist. Maybe there was money floating around and there were commands coming from some sort of committee on high. I don't know. Maybe I'm probably a little bit ignorant about the alternatives myself. I mean, state socialism is the main alternative to capitalism we have seen in practice. I think it's fair to say it did a reasonably good job of delivering the goods. I know Russia grew faster than the US during the Cold War. Although I think taken all in all, I could be wrong with this, but I think the state socialist economies have sort of grown a bit slower than their capitalist neighbours. If you look at Eastern Europe, it didn't do that well economically, and North Korea and Cuba and places, they don't seem to be delivering the goods that well, but they're doing other things pretty well. I mean, obviously, they got pretty good health and all kinds of other positives. Yeah, capitalism has been it's a pretty well established system. It has kind of delivered the goods for hundreds of years, with a few setbacks, a few recessions and depressions, but on the whole, has sort of done the job of delivering the goods. So, while I am an anti-capitalist and I kind of tentatively would say that we can replace capitalism with other systems, and that those systems, the reason we haven't seen those systems flourishing that much is mostly because they haven't been given a chance. I still think it is appropriate to have a little bit of humility and see that there are some positives in capitalism. Also, if you do have an alternative system, it's unlikely it's going to do better than the existing system in all respects. You know, systems, there are a lot of different aspects of life, and probably capitalism is quite good at certain things. Maybe delivering kind of large amounts of goods is the thing it's really good at. So it's worth praising some aspects of the system you're opposing. So anyway, I hope you found that interesting. You're probably not in the Occupy movement yourselves, so kind of should reserve these comments for those people. Don't tell those people I said this, by the way. And if the revolution comes, I never said any of this stuff. All the best. Only joking.